Hey, what's up, rookies? Welcome to Bourbon Rookie. Today I'm the Cigar Rookie. I got a lot of stuff to get caught up on in terms of video. I did a review the other day of the Platinum Banded edition of this cigar. It was a Platinum cigar, one of three. And it came in the coffin with a mystery cigar red band, mystery cigar gold band, mystery cigar platinum band. The platinum band one that I smoked was a dog. It was absolutely terrible. And of course, that was the winner, unbeknownst. So that was announced in the beginning of the month, and it's going to be released. Did I just repeat myself? It's going to be released next month. So the specs on that: Mexican wrapper, Ecuadorian binder, and a mix of Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers. 6x52 size, same as this. Price, they're going to price it at $15 with 500 boxes of 10 cigars produced. They're only going to release 500 boxes. That cigar sucked. I mean, I got to hope that when I revisit that cigar, that, like I said, the stick I had was a shit stick, and it was one of a kind. Hopefully the rest that they release aren't anything like that, but that'll be the fun of going back to it. I won't enjoy spending that price on it, though. I mean, because for me, $15, you add on tax, it's about $20, $21 here. And I don't think it's worth $15 what I smoked. So I'm going to get into this one. This is the gold line. This is another mystery cigar. Just want to see if, for me, that this was better than the other one. All right, guys, I'm going to change, head outside. See you out there. All right, so I'm outside, and the cigar's a little bit dry, although that was deceiving the other day from the other one I had. There's nothing but it's a little bit of a sweet grass or a sweet grass or sweet earth. Maybe a slight hint of a sweet cocoa, light, but it could also be a sweet cardboard. It depends on your palate. I did the same with the V-cut as I did with the other cigar, and we're gonna light this, and I won't be back until I get through, a little bit of the first third. That gold band, just as with the platinum band, it was on there way too tight with tape. I know they needed identifiers, but their people could have done something with the band, because the foot of this thing, it's just, I don't know, it's just pressed because it was on so tight. Can you see that? Where it's like so tightly pressed here that it almost kind of balloons outward. Right now this doesn't feel very soft like the other one did. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see what happens when we light it up. All right. My draw on this one seems okay. We'll see. I had some serious plug issues with the other one. All right, guys. I'm going to light this up and I'll be back. All right, so we're in the first third, and it started off, I got nervous. I'm like, this is another fucking dog. It started off very bitter. The first half inch. There was a bitterness to it that was a little bit reminiscent of the other cigar that I was scared might turn into an ammonia issue like I had with the other cigar. The bitterness, it's salt. There's bitterness, a bitter salt. It's leaving my palate very dry. Salty. A little bit of a pepper. The pepper started to come as I got past, the first 3/4 of it, and then it started to smooth out, where I started to get light hints of like a very light cocoa or a toasted almond. Still have the bitterness and the dry finish. Aromatically, the other cigar was great. This cigar is really great aromatically. So when you're doing a retrohale, you breathe it in through your sinuses. That's really pleasant, and it does influence a little bit of the flavor in the cigar. But the bitterness that I'm getting, the savoriness is one thing, which would be good if you're drinking something. I would say to offset the bitterness, you need a Coca-Cola or a Sprite, something sugary, and that's or a rum. I don't think this wouldn't pair well with any of a bourbon. I mean, you'd really have to play around to find the right combo. This one's better than the other one, but let's see where we get toward the end. So this ash is hanging on really well. I normally don't like to do this, but I figured why not for the sake of the video. I don't like doing it because you see where the ash is now a tainted brown or yellow. I don't like using the ash as a filter. I feel like, for me, I feel like it I don't know. To me, it acts like a dirty filter, and it might mute some flavors. So I just kind of left it on. I'm going to ash it in a second. But I want to give a quick tasting note. So, again, I got scared. The first 3/4 of an inch of this cigar was awful. I wouldn't say awful, but it wasn't good. And at this point of the cigar, it's gotten very pleasant. So, with the reviews that I've done on his other cigars, I did a TAA review, and I did the this line and his Allegiance, which is just unbelievably good. So good. He has a lot of really nice flavor changes. So I'm glad I stuck with this one, because at first I was afraid it was going to be bad. But at this point of the cigar, it's smoothed out. It's savory. Now my mouth is watering, as before my palate was drying out. It's gotten that toasted almond is turned into like a sweet toasted almond with a little bit of a hint of chocolate and a little bit of a white pepper. There was an initial bitterness on my tongue. It's still there, but that was from the first 3/4 of an inch of the cigar. So at this point, it's gotten very pleasant, and quite good, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. So I'm at the end of the cigar, and where I left off to this point, the flavor changes came in a lot more frequently, and it kept going back and forth between that. From that smooth point I had, the changes went from the smooth, sweet toasted almond with a little bit of cocoa, a little bit of pepper, black pepper, white pepper on the end, to now it's back to the salty palate. Dried out my sinuses a little bit. The tongue's a little bit dry, even though my mouth is watering a little bit, which is kind of weird. And it's more of like a burnt almond note at this point. So I usually smoke it down a little bit further. You might want to put it down at this point. The overall experience was pretty good. The construction was good. I didn't have any issues. No tar buildup like I did with the winner on that platinum label. So this one was pretty good. If this was the winner, would I pay the 15 or 20 in my area? No, probably not, because there's way better cigars out there for that price point. Even $15, I think, would be a little bit high for this. The gold, if the gold won. It has a little bit of the same influences or tasting notes that the dog, the silver, the platinum had, even though I had that bad ammonia. So I don't know what was wrong with that one. Construction-wise, it was spongy at the, and maybe I had a stem in there that just totally screwed up the whole cigar, which is where that tar buildup came from. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. I have one more left in the series, which is the red ribbon. Again, they're all mystery cigars, other than the winner, which I just read out what they just released, what that was comprised of. So I'm thinking this one they just mixed up. Maybe they mixed up the binder. Maybe they put the binder in the filler and switched out some of the filler with a binder. I don't know. I wish they would release the blends on all three at this point. But I don't think I would pay even $15 for this one. I'd probably pay $12 or $11. And again, I commend the flavor changes in this. My cigar favorites, obviously Arturo Fuente with his Opus line, La Flor Dominicana. I like pretty much most of their line, except a few. Padron, depends. A lot of their flavor profiles are the same. But if you're a Padron lover, you're not going to like that I said that. And Tatuaje is getting higher on the list because Pete Johnson's doing a lot of good, he's had a lot of good releases, especially last year. And then I have Warped. Warped is a new line that is doing a lot of good cigars. And EP Carrillo I've been doing a lot of EP Carrillo this year. And like I said, you got to try that Allegiance. That cigar is right up there with like some of the Arturo Fuente blends, like the VSG. If you've had the VSG cigar from Ashton, that's an Arturo Fuente blend, and the Allegiance is right up there with that. This one, no, but this one would have been good as a TAA release, because the TAA release I gave a negative review on that. But if you're a guy that reviews cigars and you're going by the sheet and you're going by the construction and all that stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the release, that this cigar probably got a 90 from Aficionado or a 91. But I only gave out what I enjoy smoking just because I usually judge everything by that. I'm a little bit biased. I'm not going to lie. But this cigar was definitely good. It was good. It's just I don't like all that salty that I'm getting. The saltiness disappeared midway through the cigar, which is where I came in earlier and said it was good, and then the saltiness came back and it's just staying on my palate. So I'd probably go inside and have like a Coke just to kind of wash that out. But I'm not one that likes all that salt. Now if it was, it's savory, but it's not savory where it's like savory sweet. It's savory where it's like savory salty with a little bit of black pepper on the end at this point. I probably would score this lower, like an 88, and if I saw it in the cigar shop, I don't know, I'd probably just go for something else at that price point, but anyway, that's going to do it. I had because I went longer than I said I would, because I think it's hard for me because I think cigars deserve a fair evaluation, especially, again, I give Carrillo credit for the flavor changes. So that's why these videos went a little bit longer than they should. And I'll probably have to do a separate video for the third one, and expect that one to drop this weekend, because I'll be heading to Florida. And hopefully I can get into some other things while I'm there. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Take care. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. And we'll see you soon.